My name is Kenechukwu, and I have seen things that no one could believe. If I did not live through it myself, I would think it was just a story. But this is real. I was born in a small village surrounded by a thick forest. Life was simple but hard. We farmed, fetched water from the stream, and slept early because there was no electricity. I lived with my mother and younger sister, Uchechi. My father had died when I was small, so I became the man of the house, even though I was only 16. I did everything I could to protect them, but there was some things fists cannot fight. One evening, Uchechi and I went to fetch firewood. The sun was setting, and I knew we had to hurry. "Let's take this path," Uchechi said, pointing to a narrow way through the trees. "It's shorter." I hesitated. That part of forest was known to be dangerous, but we had been there before and nothing had happened. We walked quickly, picking up dry sticks. The forest was quiet, too quiet that even the birds had stopped singing. Then we heard it, a low growl. Chetachi grabbed my arms. "Kenechukwu, what was that?" Before I could answer, a shadow moved behind the trees. My heart pounded. Then it stepped out. A hyena, but this was no ordinary hyena. It was bigger than any I've ever seen. Its eyes glowed red, and its fur was covered in strange markings. It looked like something from a nightmare. We ran. Chetachi was small and fast, but I was carrying firewood. I stumbled, and the hyena jumped at me. Its teeth sank into my leg. I screamed. Then, out of nowhere, a voice shouted, "Leave him!" An old man stood nearby, holding a long spear. She looked thin and weak, but her eyes were sharp. The hyena quickly ran into the thick forest. The old woman helped me to my feet. "Come," she said, "before it returns." She took us to a hut deep in the forest. Inside, strange herbs hung from the ceiling and a fire burned in the middle. That was no normal hyena, she said. It was cursed beast, a demon in animal form. Uchechi shivered. "Why did they attack us?" The old man sighed. "Because it serves someone, a wicked man who lives in the next village. He uses dark magic to send the beast after those he wants to harm." I felt cold inside. What can we do? She picked her spear. It was old but strong, carved with symbols I did not understand. "This spear is magic," she said. "It is the only thing that can kill the beast." Then she looked at me. "And you are the one who must use it." That night, she took me outside and showed me how to use the spear. "It will guide you," she said, "but you must be brave." I was afraid. I never fought anything before, but I knew if we did not do anything, the beast would definitely come back, and that time it might kill someone. So I took the spear. Uchechi and the old man stayed in the hut while I went into the forest. The trees were dark and twisted, and every sound made my skin crawl. Then I heard it, the same sound from before. The hyena stepped out of the shadows. Its red eyes looked onto me. It knew why I was here. I grabbed the spear tightly. The beast charged. Time slowed. I didn't think. I only acted. I threw the spear. The moment it left my hand, it glowed bright like fire. It flew straight into the hyena's chest. The beast let out a terrible shout and didn't make any noise again. And that was the end of the beast. The forest was silent. The evil was gone. I carried the spear back to the old woman. She smiled. "You have done well," she said. "The curse is broken." The next day, Uchechi and I returned home. When we told our mother what happened, she cried and hugged us tightly. From that day, our village was safe again. No more strange beasts, no more fear. I never saw the old woman again. One day, I went back to her hut, but it was gone, as if it had never been there. But I kept the spear, and I never forgot the lesson she taught me. Sometimes, the only way to fight darkness is to be brave enough to face it.